Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals, and friends and family. I just want to let you know that I am almost finished with the romance section, and we'll switch to another genre next month. And this is Lot 23. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Tammy. I read synopsises of 10 books because I own a used bookstore. And even if you don't buy books from me, you can look these up on your Kindles and Nooks and you can go find them. But I want you to know what books are about because I love to read and there's so many different authors out there. It's awesome. And two, sometimes when you go to a website, you see a picture of like a brand new book, and then when you get it, it's got water damage, whatnot. I clean up all my books and I will show you all their flaws because it is a used bookstore, not a new. So with that, everything will be in the description below if you need to get a hold of me. Some people like to wait to the end of the month to pay for their books, some as they get them. You can make a list just as long as you let me know first because it's first come, first serve. I can hold back books for you and make a bundle if that's what you prefer to, save on shipping to get it all at once. I usually mail in a 13 by 8 by 13 box or a big jumbo bubble bag, whichever your preference is. I will make it fit and not make you pay for air. So with that, these are going to be 10 softbacks, and this is the first one. This is called Fashionably Late by Olivia Goldsmith. It is a 1994 copyright, so you will see this has a little bit of a ripped edge. It has definitely been loved. It is very dark from aging, and I don't think there's any writing in it. It's just mainly just old. So this is what the book's about. All of designer Karen Kahn's dreams seem to be coming true. She's been honored with the fashion industry's most coveted award. Her marriage is thriving, and some very impressive money is being dangled in front of her in a purposed buy-out deal. The only thing missing is that what she craves most, a baby. Then she receives the heartbreaking news that she will never be able to bear a child. It seems that although she has a designer label, she definitely doesn't have designer genes. Karen becomes determined to find her own biological mother, a woman she has never known. But as if the doctor's verdict had pulled a loose thread, Karen's carefully stitched life begins to unravel. And she suddenly finds herself on the brink of losing her company, her husband, and the only family she has ever known. Now Karen must decide which of her dreams she still wants because keeping them alive is going to be the hardest thing she's ever had to do. And all by the way, I do post these on Etsy when you go to ship as a special order, and I'll mail you the link, or you can go to my Etsy store and check out. Also, mail medium mail so you get the best in shipping too. I forgot to say that. And all these books today are $1 a piece. And that was book number 1. Book number 2, Wishes for Christmas by Fern Michaels. This is a 2015 copyright, and this is what it's about. This Christmas, instead of finding and punishing bad guys, all Maggie Spitzer wants is to bring a little more joy to the world, especially to a beloved teacher from her past. And as the sisterhood unites to find her, they learn that no holiday treat is as fulfilling as giving to others. Meanwhile, with a little help from the other godmothers, Toots Loudonberry is preparing for Charleston's annual holiday showcase of historic homes. But when the godmothers sense trouble with one of the decorators, they must tackle a mystery and hope for a happy ending. When sisters and godmothers unite, the result is a warm and wonderful holiday with a special touch of magic. So there's book 2. Love that cover. Ooh, it's so Christmassy. Book number 3, we have Thea, Devine. It's All I Desire by Thea Devine. Yes. This is what the book was. It's got a little white out right there. Usually I try to take my little post-it notes and I make little notes to myself of what's wrong with the books as I go through them. So it helps me with a little cheat sheet. And plus I can use these receipts because I can pluck them out and save them for receipts. See? Simple. Deceived by beauty, Alexander Devine, the Earl of Mayor, was on an undercover mission to ferret out secrets from his deceased brother's wife. An enemy to Queen and country and a courtesan available to any man for a price. He fully expected the raven-haired, dark-eyed beauty to use her feminine wiles to entrap him, and he was willing to be beguiled for the cause. Besides, two can certainly play that game. Deceived by passion. Francesca Ray was a beautiful and impoverished artist, a far cry from the conniving seductress Alexander Devine thought she was, but she continued the charade to learn the truth about Alex and his shocking accusations, tempting the dashing Earl until she herself succumbed to the rapturous desire as Francesca discovers family secrets, unexpected betrayals, and deeply passionate love. She must walk a fine line between disaster and deceit. So there we go. Book 3. Book number 4. We have 6 Rain or Drive by Debbie Macomber. That's what the book looks like, and it is a 2006 copyright, and this is what it is about. Dear reader, as you may have heard, we recently had quite a shock. My husband and Seth and I lost our business, the Lighthouse Restaurant, to arson. The investigation continues. The prime suspect is a young employee named Anson Butler who disappeared right after the fire. So Seth and I are trying to sort out our lives, and let me tell you, this kind of a crisis is not good for our marriage. In the meantime, life goes on for everyone else in Cedar Cove, with marriage, births, reunions, and even the occasional scandal. One of the most interesting pieces of news is that Cal, who works on Cliff Harding's ranch, is now rescuing wild Mustangs from Wyoming. I have to run. I'm meeting an old friend, Warren Saget, for lunch. Let's talk soon, and I'll fill you in on everything that's happening in town. Justine. I love it. It's like a book with a letter. So there you go. Book 4. Book number 5. We have Surrender, My Love by Johanna Lindsey. She's a good writer. I've read some of her books too. This is in 1994, and look at the well-loved pages in this book. Nice and dark. This one like really white, but look at that. And this is what it's about. A lady's scorn. Wrongly branded a spy, the dark and handsome Viking lord Selig Hardrad. Forgive me for these, trying to say these words, but look. Selig Hardrad. I don't know. It is what it is. Suffered greatly in the dungeon of Lady Erica of Groanwood as he hung in chains, his magnificent body racked with pain and fever, once thought sustained him revenge, a Viking's vengeance. Now destiny's great wheel has turned, and Selig's exquisite honey-haired tormentor has been delivered to the Norseman's hands. Now it is Selig who is the master, bound and determined to break the proud spirit of his captive Ice Queen and to conquer her with a passion sword, never dreaming that his own heart will be vanquished by sensuous desire and victorious love. America loves Johanna Lindsey, and she is. She is a good writer. So there's 5. Book number 6. We have The Dream Seekers by Stephen Longstreet. This is a 1979 copyright. These books are in pretty good condition considering their age, too. Got a little hole. Looks like somebody punched a dot in there maybe for buy 5 books at one free. Definitely has some ink markings in it on the first couple pages, but you know what? The story's there. To me, that's the most important. Okay. So this is what this book's about. From the glitter of the Nouvelle Rich Society to the disgrace of the sweatshops, from the devastation of World War I to the blood spilling of Prohibition, this is the courageous and unforgettable story of 2 undefeatable Jewish families who dreamed the American dream and made it come true. Settling in Boston and New York, clawing their way out of poverty and oppression that followed them across an ocean, the Silverthorns and the Bindle Binders, and I kid you not, that's what the name is, Bindle Binders, rose to the positions of power and influence. Lustily living and loving, they forged vast industrial empires determined to bring reality to the old myth and that America and the streets are paved with gold. As he covers a colorful period from the end of the 1880s to the roaring 20s, Stephen Longstreet once again displays his artistry and reaffirms his position as an author who writes with a rare scope and grandeur. So there you go. 6. Book 6. Book 7, we have... I'm just going to guess, people. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Poinciana by Phyllis A. Whitney. I don't know where they come up with these names. There's writing in there. You can tell that the aging of this book, and it has been well loved. Look at that yellow and white. 1980. So that's what you get. And this is what the book's about. The Palm Beach home of Ross Logan, it contains his agnetic past, his celebrated collection of Oriental art, a prized new possession, his terrified young bride. Poinciana, a spellbinding saga of love betrayed and of a woman trapped by the past. Here is a novel with twists and turns and a background as lushly beautiful as the mansion from which it takes its name. All I can say, some of these books are tongue twisters. That's book 7. Book number 8. We have, I'm going to cover this, even though it's not set for children. Get a couple little nude bodies, even though you really can't see anything. But it's called Time Enough for Love by Robert A. Heinlein. This is a 1983 copyright. You can tell it's been definitely well loved. And this is what it's about. The Lazarus Long, 1916 to 4272. The capstone and crowning achievement of Heinlein's famous future history, Time Enough for Love, follows Lazarus Long through a vast and magnificent timescape of centuries and worlds. Heinlein's longest and most ambitious work is the story of a man so in love with life that he refused to stop living it, and so in love with time that he became his own ancestor. So there you go. Interesting book. Even the cover's interesting. So that's 8. Book number 9, we have The Burning Shore by Wilbur Smith. It's got a little bit of writing there, little stain right there. This is a 1985 copyright, definitely well loved and read. And this is what it's about. The incomparable Wilbur Smith, who has brought every human emotion to his vivid life in his countless best-selling novels and who has made the African continent his own literary landscape, now gives us his most enthralling saga to date. When British flying ace Michael Courtney bails out of his plane in the French countryside, beautiful young, here we go with these names again, Centane, I'm just what I'm going to call her, Theory, nurses him back to health, falls in love with him, and is pregnant with his child when he tragically dies in battle. Centane journeys to Michael's native Africa, determined to forge the life they dreamed of. When the dashing German gun runner Lothar de la Rey meets Centane, she's a different woman, toughened by the hardships and the dangers she's faced with Africa's dangerous animals and even more dangerous people. The passionate love-hate struggle of Lothar and Centane reflects the world around them. Europe bursting into a war anew, Africa posing ever new challenges to survival, and the 20th century rushing toward its destiny. The Burning Shore, adventure and drama on a grand scale, Wilbur Smith at his best. Some of these older books are so good too. You can see the animals, little giraffes in the corner. Pretty cool. So that was 9. And the last book we have definitely has spotting. It is called The Third Heiress by Brenda Joyce, and these are all clean, so that is definitely not dirt. It is a 1999. This is what the author looks like. She's pretty. By Brenda Joyce. The outside's got spots. It's got a little writing there. Inside looks good, though. And this is what it's about. The third heiress. When Joe Gallagher's fiance is tragically killed, she brings his body home to his aristocratic English family. Once there, she enters a world of hostility, suspicion, and closely guarded secrets. Then she finds an old photograph of an American heiress named Kate Gallagher, who looks remarkably like herself and who disappeared nearly a century ago. What legacy of scandal has she unearthed? Why is it? Who is so, desperate to stop her? And can she trust the magnetic man who may be her greatest ally or her most dangerous foe? The third heiress is Brenda Joyce's at her most powerful and suspended best. And even back in 1999, this book cost $6.99. How interesting is that? And in comparison, this Debbie Macomber book that is 2006, $7.99, $9.99 in Canada. But you're getting them for $1. So there you go. The last book of the day. So with that, whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one. Leave a comment below, whether you buy or not from me. Just say hi. I like my comment section. And with that, I'll see you soon. Bye.